Today, every organization is under the threat. Brands are saying, "अच्छा 2 लाख followers है या 2 million followers है तो इसको हम hire करते हैं." Brands are saying, who is engaging with that influencers? कितने like, share, comments, कितना conversation हो रहा है, किस type का conversation हो रहा है?
How do you see communication evolving in the age of AI?
I don't know. I don't know, forget 10 years. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 2 years. See, AI is a very good productivity hack, and it is also a subtle credibility threat also. I'll explain this to you. It is.
So we have just wrapped up Reputation Management and Conclave organized by Ahmedabad Management Association, wherein we deliberated on the issues and challenges in building brand in the age of AI and social media. And I'm really glad to be joined by Mr. Vikram Kharvi, CEO Bloomingdale PR, and who was one of the esteemed panelists in that conclave. Mr. Vikram Kharvi, having an experience of like 27 years in industry, working on crisis management, corporate communication, strategic communication, and brand building. He is also the coach to various leaderships and CXOs, helping them shape their voice and positive narratives. Welcome, Mr. Kharvi, to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Utsav.
So, first question to you is: do you think brands today are over communicating? And also, I mean, what should they keep in mind when to talk and when to go silent?
See, a lot of communication is happening, but not necessarily those communications are going in the right direction. Most of the time, it is noise. Noise because you have to speak the kind of pressure that brands have. That gets filled in communication and it makes communications useless. Brands has to ensure that they need to have a point of view, they need to have a purpose of communication, and they need to speak what the customers would like to hear. So I think these are the three things that brands need to keep in mind. Otherwise, if you leave the communication to say a social media strategist who will think that every Brother's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Father's Wife's Day, and things like that, you have to put some post, then it becomes over communicating. Silence is also one of the communication tool that very used by a lot of few clients. For example, Amul does not communicate in every trending topic that you would see. It will pick up one trending topic and then it will give a one message that will be discussed across every platform. People in the train will also discuss that. So what to speak and what not to speak is understanding that I think not only brand managers or brand leaders or marketing heads need to understand, but also the leadership need to be knowing this very clearly. So you need to cut out noise from communications. You don't need to keep communicating always.
Very well said, sir. With this, I have another question for you. With AI in place in today's era, how is it impacting brand reputation? I mean, I want to know the challenges behind and also as a positive strength to the brands.
See, AI is a very good productivity hack, and it is also a subtle credibility threat also. I'll explain this to you. It is a productivity hack because you can do a lot of research that probably would take 2-3 days to do that research. You can do that in minutes today. You can come up with a lot of narratives. You can come up with competitive understanding. You can understand the ecosystem. You can do a lot of stuff in a fast possible time with the help of AI. But there is a subtle threat to it. I spoke about this at the conclave also, where I said that if you open LinkedIn today, you feel that one person is sitting and writing all LinkedIn posts. So everybody has access to the AI tool. Everybody know how to write the basic prompts, and everybody is getting the same kind of a content. Now, if you start putting that content, you don't have a credibility left to build. So I think companies leadership should understand that if there is no soul into it, then your communications with AI will definitely fail. Use AI to scale, not as a soul. You cannot replace your soul by any chance.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely answer. Now, my next question is with all of deepfakes, misinformation in today's society, in today's ecosystem. So how organizations, what organizations should adopt as a strategy to mitigate and protect their reputation proactively rather than reactively?
Correct. Very good question. Today, every organization is under the threat, and the question is not will it happen to your organization or no. The question is when it will happen to your organization. If your CEO has left a video of 2 hours, that same 2 hours video can be used to create deep fakes, and a lot of things can be said in your CEO's voice. In fact, the world will think your CEO himself is saying. So I think you need to have again the three critical things in place. One is detection. You need to have your monitoring tools in place. Not everybody is focusing on the monitoring tool. There are a lot of monitoring tools like Meltwater. Yeah, our Indian version is there called Visiki. You use this tool to understand what kind of a threat is looming and what can hit you, or what is already there that could cause a threat to your market. One is detection, one is being ready to respond to any kind of a threat. So like I said, it can happen to you. The question is not what will happen, the question is when it will happen. You need to be ready with all kind of scenarios. So scenario planning, be keeping a holding statements on each and every scenario becomes very important. Having that drill to think what can hit you and how do you respond to that needs important. And then the training, how you actually speak when you have to speak. Is there a team in place? Are those people trained well to speak to the media? I think these are the critical things one need to keep in mind. And like again I'm repeating, it is not will it happen to you, the question is when it will happen to you.
So I have another question for you, which is very common, and people want to know about this at large. So this question is like AI voice and communication becoming so common in today's time. How should brands and the leaders retain their authenticity and they should be living their human-led messaging, or like human-led message in society?
See, there are a few things that leaders should know and should follow. The most important thing is AI literacy. When I say AI literacy, I don't mean they need to be knowing how to do prompting. That's now very basic. You don't need to just be dependent on. You need to know what AI can do and what AI cannot do. You cannot let AI to draft everything for you. You will have to actually start driving it what you need to speak. I'll give you an example of a CEO whom we were consulting, and they had hired a junior executive to write LinkedIn posts for them. And the junior executive, how he's learnt AI, he will obviously go to ChatGPT, put some prompt and get some post out of it. But they were not getting any engagement out of that. So when they came to us, they told us that we have been posting regularly, consistency, and that's what LinkedIn wants, consistency. But we are not getting any engagement. LinkedIn wants consistency, but also LinkedIn wants you to be authentic. You cannot be authentic. You cannot put just what somebody else is thinking and post there. So he said, but I don't have time to write it myself. I said, fair challenge, you don't have time, but at least can you speak? So he started recording his voice whenever he had time. When he's traveling, he just started recording his voice and start sharing it with us. What we did with that voice samples was we transcribed it and then gave it. We also used AI. We gave it that to AI to then create posts. So it had its original voice, it had his original sentiments, it had his struggle, his pain points. Everything came out from that, and people like to read the genuineness of what people want to communicate, and not just what machine related thing. Yeah.
Right. So my last question to you, sir. How do you think the influencers are making impact in society in communicating and amplifying the messages of brand these days, which is a paradigm shift? Like earlier we don't had that opportunity of engaging with influencers at large, but now brands are optimizing to the level best to have the influencers in place just to amplify their messaging, their branding and stuff. What are your opinions about it?
So there's no doubt that influencers are getting very, very important today, and they are replacing media in most cases. One statistic that I like to give you that as recently brought forward was from a very large consumer brand called HUL. They hired 3 lakh influencers and cut their marketing budgets, which they used to invest in ATL marketing. Now they are investing in influencers. Why it is important? Because brands have now started understanding the power of influencers. Why they are starting understanding the power of influencers? Because the authenticity, the credibility of media is over the period of time diminishing. Youngsters are not really depending on media to get their news. Youngsters are depending on people like them to know what is happening in the world. So, be it health, be it fitness, be it gadgets, anything, they want to hear from people like them. So, influencers come into place, and there are all categories of influencers, micro influencers, macro influencers, and the very large influencers. And you will find that micro influencers are getting more engagement on their content, because though the community is small, but they are highly engaged community. They are not bot followers. They are followers which are genuinely got attracted to the content that the influencer is driving, and hence they are following. There the engagement is high, and brands are recognizing all these things. Gone are the days when brands are saying, "Acha 2 lakh followers hai ya 2 million followers है तो इसको हम हायर करते हैं." Brands are saying who is engaging with that influencers, कितने like, share, comments, कितना conversation हो रहा है, किस type का conversation हो रहा है, because conversation can be also driven through bot, but are they genuine conversations? Now brands are getting deeper into it because AI is making that possible. Now you can actually know with the help of AI who is genuine and who is not. Now if that much science is available for brands, why will they spend on something that you have no clue where your money is getting, is it getting invested or wasted? Nobody knows. But here you get statistics out of that.
Very well said, sir. One more question I would like to ask, and this will be my last. How do you see communication evolving in the age of AI, and given that so fast information coming in, going out, and AI evolving in communication as well. So, what is the journey of AI in communication in next 10 years, if you can?
I don't know. I don't know. Forget 10 years. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 2 years.
Oh, okay.
The platforms are evolving so fast. You only see ChatGPT was the king some time back.
Right.
Today, nobody is talking to ChatGPT. People have moved to Claude, because the kind of response that the Claude is giving, the kind of work that Claude is able to understand, is far superior than probably ChatGPT. A lot of things are getting automated now. I have set up a system in my office. A computer is on 24/7, and I can give a command from my phone to do a certain task to Claude, who is sitting in my office in Bombay. It will do the task and it will email me the outcome.
Awesome.
So that is happening today. Right. What will happen 6 months down the line, I don't know. So nobody can predict today. If somebody is predicting, they are lying.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kharvi, for joining us for this beautiful podcast. And while technology is advancing and AI is in place, everything going into the information age, we must say that, in this conversation, we had a lot of insights from Mr. Kharvi, and we now know that the core of reputation is anywhere behind, or within it goes to the heart of human and human driven. So reputation and credibility can never be separated from human angle and human touch. So with these thoughts, I thank all the audience on behalf of Ahmedabad Management Association, and thank you so much, Mr. Kharvi, once again for your wonderful time. Thank you.